So as you practice, in this case, we're going to be solving the equation for x. So in other words, we want to get x equal to something by itself. First thing I'm going to do is subtract 27 from both sides, of course. This leaves me with x over 3 on this side equals 30 minus 27 is 3. Finally, to clear 3 from the denominator of x, we're going to multiply both sides of this equation by 3. In doing so, this crosses out here, leaving me with x over here. 3 times 3 is 9. So we can see the answer is C9. That said, you always want to quickly check your work. Again, our original equation is x over 3 plus 27 equals 30. Now that we know that x equals 9, let's plug it in accordingly. This becomes 9 over 3 plus 27 equals 30. If this makes a true mathematical statement, we know we did our work correctly. 9 divided by 3 is 3, plus 27 equals 30. 27 plus 3 is 30. Does 30 equal 30? Yes, that's a true statement. Therefore, we're confident that C9 is the correct answer. This math knowledge practice test question for the Asvab and Piquet says, which of the following expressions is equivalent to 15x squared plus x minus 1 plus xy plus 2x to the third over x? So normally when we have to simplify expressions, we combine like terms. But in this case, it's not very obvious as to what the like terms are. More specifically, I'm referring to this part of the expression right here. We're going to use one of the laws of exponents to simplify this, and I'm going to rewrite this down here like this. 2 times x to the third over x. And again, since there's no power expressed, we can write this as to the first power. And what law of exponent are we going to use to simplify this? We're going to use the quotient rule, which says if you have a to the m over a to the n, that's equal to a to the m minus n. That is to say you subtract our exponents, and that's what we're going to do here. Again, this is going to become x to the third minus 1, which is 2x squared. So in other words, this whole thing here is 2x squared. So let me go ahead and rewrite this and now see if there are any like terms we can combine. And we have 15x squared plus x minus 1 plus xy plus 2x squared. Now, like terms have the same letter variables raised to the same power, and right away you can see 15x squared and 2x squared have the same letter variable raised to the same power. 15x squared plus 2x squared is going to be 17x squared. Let's cross them out now that we've combined them. This is going to become plus x, and normally you put letter variables before whole numbers, so I'm going to write plus xy minus 1. And just like that, I wrote an expression that was equivalent to this one using the laws of exponents, and we could see that this matches answer choice A. So this one is going to be A. This math knowledge practice test question for the Asvab and Piquet says, what is negative 5x plus 1 subtracted from 5x minus 1? So for this problem, we're going to be subtracting polynomials. More specifically, we're subtracting this polynomial from this polynomial. And the way you have to set up this problem is very important. We're going to set it up like this, 5x minus 1. And from this, we're subtracting this entire second polynomial. So we have to use a subtraction sign as well as a set of parentheses. So this is going to be minus negative 5x plus 1. And why is that important? Because this subtraction sign, which we're going to treat as a negative sign, is going to be distributed to both terms in this second polynomial. So this becomes 5x minus 1. A negative times a negative is going to be a positive, so negative times negative 5x is going to be plus 5x. A negative times a positive, on the other hand, is going to be a negative. So negative times positive, this set of parentheses, and many people don't. You usually get this very easy problem wrong. Asvab Piquet math knowledge practice test question says if x equals 4, which expression does not equal 9? So we're going to take 4 and plug it in for x in each of these expressions and see which of them does not equal 9. 4 minus negative 5 minus minus becomes plus 4 plus 5 is 9, so that checks out. Then we just have 4 plus 5, which does equal 9, so that one checks out. 2 times 4 plus 1, that's 8 plus 1, which is 9. That does work. then finally we have 4 minus 15. 4 minus 15 is going to be negative 11. So this one is going to be D. That expression does not equal 9. This math knowledge practice test question for the Asvab and Picat says, what is 176.0249 rounded to the nearest hundredth? So let's start by copying this